Hey guys, Coach Steven, SLG Fitness. Welcome back. This is video 4, going into quads now. Video 1 covered chest, video 2 and 3 covered the entire back, and now we're going to move on to the lower body and some quads to start off with. So the quads, quad meaning 4, means we have 4 muscles we want to target. We have our rectus femoris, which is biarticular. It crosses the knee and the hip joint. We also have our vastus medialis, which runs on the inside. Our vastus lateralis, which runs on the outside of the thigh. And then we also have our vastus intermedius, that runs under the rectus femoris. So there you have the 4 muscles you can see that make up the thigh. So as I mentioned, the rectus femoris, biarticular, meaning it crosses 2 joints. Then our vastus lateralis, medialis, and intermedius. The latter 3, they attach the femur and the patella, so they only cross 1 joint, the knee. The major action of the quads, knee extension. Think about sitting down in a knee extension machine, extending the knee out like this. That's knee extension. Now get to some tips for you guys. Tip 1, you want a neutral spine and your chin tucked when doing your squatting. What I mean by this is think about when you're chin tucking. What you want to do, an easy way to remember this is think double chin. Give yourself a double chin. So you don't want to bring your chin down like this, but more up and back. Double chin, like this. Puts a lot of strain on your neck if you're looking down like this, bringing your chin to your chest. So think more of going back and down. Now a neutral spine is going to be different for everybody. Everybody's got their own neutral spine position. But the key is we don't want to be rounded at the upper back or extended at the low back. We just want to be somewhere neutral when we're squatting. Tip 2, heel elevation. This comes in key, especially if you've got a lot of ankle mobility issues. So, for instance, if you're squatting down and you feel the back, your heel basically coming off the ground, that's a lot of ankle mobility issues. So, what we can do is place an elevation. You can use solo wedges like I use, or basically just a simple plate. That you can slide onto the barbell. Those kind of 5-pound plates, 10-pound plates to put under your heels. That's going to allow you to get a better range of motion in your squatting. Not only that, with the heel elevated, it'll place more emphasis on your quads. Tip 3, train the short position. A lot of movements for the quads are more in that lengthened to mid-range portion. You think of squats, leg press, split squats, lunges. All those work more of the lengthened and mid portion of the quad. So it's key that we train that short position to get a full, efficiently trained quad. So to train that short position, we need leg knee extensions. So it's one area that is often neglected, but you really need to hit that area. Tip 4, allowing the knees to track with the toes. What I mean by that is wherever your toes are pointing, allow the knees to go in that area. If your toes are in like this, but you're allowing your knees to travel out, that's really bad. So for most people, slightly externally rotated feet like this, and the knees are going to track directly over those toes. Lastly here, got a little list of mistakes, common mistakes that I typically see. Tip 1, training outside your active range of motion. The big thing is you want to assess your range of motion, which I'll get into in some future videos for you guys. But getting outside your active range of motion brings a lot of injury risk. You don't have to squat butt to the ground. Some people are able to do that perfectly fine, but other people lack the range of motion in squats. So only go where your body can go, and if you go outside of that, you're going to set yourself up for a lot of injury risk. Mistake 2, squatting with a head up and low back extended. So whenever we're squatting, you got the bar on your back, a lot of cues are to look up. But what that does, as soon as you look up, it places your lower back in a vulnerable position and extends your low back. So when you look up, what happens to that low back? It caves in. You extend that low back. So like that, you do not want to do that. That's going to place a lot of stress on the lower back when you're squatting. So like I mentioned up here in the tips, keep that chin neutral, spine neutral, and your chin tucked. And it's going to place you in the best possible way to squat and limit yourself to injury risk. Mistake 3 also kind of ties into mistake 1, and that's butt wink. At the bottom of the squat, when you see somebody go down and their butt tucks up and under, that's called butt wink. So this is kind of being outside the range of motion, and it's going to put a lot of stress on your lower back. Mistake 4 is squatting and allowing the knees to cave in. This could come from a lot of glute weakness. So anytime you allow those knees to cave in, it's going to set yourself up for a lot of injury risk. Mistake 5, thinking squats are a must. Unless you're really into a specific sport that requires you to squat, such as powerlifting, thinking that squats are a must is not really ideal. There are many ways to build your quads without squats. Leg press, a lot of unilateral work, split squats, Bulgarian squats, leg extensions. All of these can be viable options to train your quads. Don't think you have to do squats. Some people just cannot, their body structure doesn't allow them to squat efficiently. So, like I said, there are many other options that you can use to train your quads. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully this little quick overview for quads helped you out a little bit. As always, any comments, questions, concerns, drop them down below, and I'll be sure to check them out and get back to you guys. As always, the notes and everything will be on my website too. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, thank you.